antiglobulin test, or the ELAT, and the solid phase method. Ayan, class. So, these three are utilized sa automated test technology or automated procedure. Okay, siyempre kasama pa dyan yung, siyempre class, yung kanina na-mesh natin, di ba? Kasama dyan yung gel test, automated. Ito class auto, dagdag additional procedure or technique for AHG. So, please copy and let us proceed. Okay, let's proceed. Antibody screening, okay, and identification. Okay, what is antibody screening? Please write. Antibody screening, okay, is a procedure that is performed to detect, okay, to detect clinically significant antibodies outside the ABO system. Again, antibody screening is a procedure that is performed to detect clinically significant antibodies, okay? Clinically significant antibodies outside the ABO system. So, plus, ang target ng antibody screening ay mga IgG. Yung mga IgG, yung mga warm reacting antibodies outside the ABO. Kasi mga clinically significant po. Okay? So, yung mga antibodies to KID, antibodies in RH, antibodies in CARE, in Duffy, etc. Okay? So, in the antibody screening procedure, class, one cell pool is performed for donor. At sabi ko nga sa iba last time, antibody screening is part of the donor screening. Diba? Donor screening. And antibody screening procedure had replaced the minor cross-match, okay, in pre-transfusion testing. Okay? Nung ginawa yung antibody screening, hindi na po ginagawa ang minor cross-match. Okay? So, 3-cell method, this is class the recommended method for patient. Okay? For patient. Okay? So, let us proceed. Okay? For antibody screening, this is an example class, an example of the Diamed panel, panel cells. Yan. This is six cell panel. Okay? Ayan. So, the procedure in antibody screening, okay, patient serum or a donor serum is tested. Ayan. Either of the two. Okay? Patient serum and donor serum. Ano ang target? All clinically significant antibodies outside the ABO. Okay? So, gumagamit ng screening cell. Okay? Screening cell is a blood type O cell. Okay? This screening cell has known antigens. Okay? Yung mga red cell antigens nito class ay identified or known. Okay? Okay. Next class. Okay? Then, syempre, kailangan ng AHG. Siyempre, kailangan ng AHG. Diba? Kasi mga IgG ang target mo eh. So, okay, wala ka sa picture. Pero AHG is also added. Okay? For IgG kasi. Okay? And then, class, kapag nagkaroon ng agglutination, ano class ang interpretation natin? Since this is only a screening test, okay, so presence of agglutination, okay, presence of agglutination signifies that there is or there are antibodies present in the serum which reacted with the red cell antigens present on the screening cell. So, pwedeng isa or pwedeng marami yung antibodies na ma-detect mo. Okay? Task, please write. Kapag ang test ay patient serum and screening cell or donor serum at screening cell, okay, these two, okay, when tested at nag-positive, anong klaseng antibody ang present? That is allele antibodies. Allio-antibodies. Ulit. Yung patient serum, saka yung donor serum, ititest mo sa reagent screening cell. Kapag nag-positive yun, plus, ang antibody present is an allio-antibody. Allio-antibody. Okay, next. Kapag ang patient serum at ang donor serum ay itest mo sa patient red cell or sa donor red cell. So yung patient serum, ititest mo sa patient red cell. O kaya yung donor serum, ititest mo sa donor red cell. Okay? Ano class ang mangyayari? Kapag nag-positive yun, ibig sabihin yung serum may auto-antibody. Kuha, kapag ang patient serum, itest mo sa donor, kapag ang patient serum, itest mo sa patient red cell, or kapag itest mo ang donor serum sa donor red cell mismo, at nag-react, nagkaroon ng reaction, the antibody present is an auto-antibody. Okay, so please type O is that is clear. Okay, thank you for your response. So, kapag class nag-reactive sa antibody screening, ano ang next step? Kailangan class ma-identify, you need to identify the nature of the antibody. And how to do that? By performing antibody identification. Again, kapag class nag-reactive sa antibody screening, yung red cell, yung patient serum o yung donor serum, kailangan mo class i-identify yung antibody, yung nature ng antibody by performing antibody identification. Example, ito. Okay? Patient number 1, as this is screening cell. The third one is autocontrol. Screening cell, autocontrol. Itong dalawang to para sa allio antibody detection. Ito class, yung pangatlo, ito yung para sa auto-antibody detection. Okay? Ito class, allio antibodies, auto-antibodies. Patient 1, negative sa lahat, so wala siyang allio antibodies, wala siyang auto-antibodies. In patient number 2, okay, positive ang kanyang screening cell number 2, okay, so meron siyang allio antibody. Okay? Ayan. Ito pa yung auto pala. Yung auto-control button. Sorry. Screening cell 1, 2, auto-control. Okay. So, negative sa auto-control, walang auto-antibody, screening cells, positive sa patient number 2, there is allio antibody. Or, we don't know kung is or are, diba? Kasi kaya nga, you need to identify, okay, kung isa o higit pa yung antibody present. Okay? This is antibody identification. Okay? So, pag reactive, para antibody screening, kailangan mo ma-identify to know the specificity of the antibody. Okay? Para malaman kung ano yung nature ng antibody na present sa serum. Okay? 11 reagents cell panel class ang consider ang ginagamit for this. Okay? Last. So, yan. This is an example. Mabilisan lang. Okay? These are the antigens. Okay? Ito class yung antigens. Anong ibig sabihin ng plus dito? Ang ibig sabihin class ng plus dyan ay present yung antigen. Okay? What is the meaning of 0 class here? Pag 0 class, ibig sabihin absent yung antigen. Okay. Ito class yung tatlong, okay, the last 3 columns, yung IS is immediate spin. Okay, immediate spin. Tapos para sa immediate spin, please take note, immediate spin is used to detect IgM. Okay, is IgM our target? No. So basically, in this procedure, ang IS expected yan negative kasi hindi man IgM ang target natin. In case, okay, positive ang IS. So that is IgM. And sabi natin, these antibodies are clinically insignificant when they are outside ABO, except for those causing cold agglutinin disease. Diba yung mga auto-anti-I, diba? Auto-anti-I. But otherwise, yung mga IgM outside ABO, insignificant na. Okay? So AHG, plus in the AHG column, nandyan plus yung detection ng IgG. Okay? Yung CC plus check cell. The CC is check cell or control cell or Coombs cell. And ibig sabihin ng class, check cell, control cell, or Coombs cell. As kailan tinetest ang check cell? Okay? Please write. Check cell is tested when AHG is negative. Again, check cell is tested when AHG is negative. Okay? Para maging valid ang check cell result, ano dapat ang kanyang reaction? For check cell to be valid, dapat ang AHG ay negative at ang check cell ay positive. Again, para maging valid ang check cell, dapat ang AHG ay negative at dapat ang check cell ay mag-positive. Okay? That's it. It was an example. Okay? So what rule do we apply in antibody identification? We apply the rule of we apply the elimination rule, diba? Okay, elimination rule, okay? Yung rule in, rule out procedure. Okay, yung rule in, rule out procedure. Okay, pag sinabi class rule in, rule out, kapag ang AHG ay positive, kailangan mong i-rule in lahat ng antigen na present. Okay? Again, kapag ang AHG ay positive, nag-react dito positive, you need to rule in lahat ng antigens na present. And you need to rule out lahat ng antigens na absent. Lahat ng antigens na absent. Okay? Kapag naman negative ang AHG, if AHG is negative, class, you need to rule in lahat ng antigen na absent at kailangan mong i-rule out lahat ng antigen na present. Okay? Yun po yung rule at tatandaan nyo. I-apply nyo. So don't worry ka, sa board exam, wala namang ganyan mga tanong na buong panel. Kasi diba, that's intimidating. No? Titignan mo pa lang yung table, nakaka-intimidate na eh. Okay? Tapos, expect this type of question pag nag-ASCPI na kayo. Okay? Higher level na yun. American Certification Exam. Okay? Pero sa local boards, ang ginagamit talaga class na tanong, actually, mga principle, yung mga test. Okay? Yung application, yung mga tinatanong. Pero class yung itong mismong ito, okay? Hindi yung class siyasama sa local boards, board. Okay? Sa ASCP, maraming ganyan. Okay? O kaya kailangan kayo maghanda para sa ASCP. Kung kukuha kayo, class, magkakaroon kayo mag-practice palagi din. Kasi when I took na examination ng mayroong mga tanong sa akin on this. I took the exam 2008. Okay, 1 year after my local boards, nag-exam na ako ng ASCP. Okay, while practicing my profession. Kasi ang mga tanong sa ASCPI is more on application, more on procedures, more on identification, more on decision making. So para maging madali sa inyo yung ganung tanong, dapat meron kayong experience sa clinical setting na. Okay? So kailangan na kayo so kung ASCPI kayo, ang aking advice, mag-practice na kayo sa hospital or sa laboratories. Okay? Huwag niyong madaliin ka sa ASCPI kasi mahal yan. Sayang naman kung hindi kayo pala rin sa ASCPI. So, 10,000 rin yan. Kasi kulang-kulang ang $20 ang fee. So, kung $20 sa class, so almost, ayan, lagpas pa 10,000, diba? Sayang naman. Kaya dapat you need to prepare for this exam in case mag-SCPI kayo. Okay? Let's proceed. Okay. Methods of removing insignificant antibodies. Maraming ways. Okay? So one way is through the use of this thiol reagent. Kasi diba ang target kasi ng class yung mga antigen sample. Okay? So antigen class, bakit yung kill ang example dito? Kasi diba sabi ko pala sa inyo, ang anti-kill is common in blood bank. Now, if anti-kill is not a target antibody or if anti-kill is insignificant in the procedure, okay, to eliminate anti-kill reaction, kailangan mong tanggalin yung antigen sa red cell. O again, to eliminate as anti-kill reaction, okay, ang antibody ka, syempre nasa sa room yan, okay, para hindi niya mag-react, kailangan yung corresponding antigen niya. Okay? Kailangan yung corresponding antigen niya sa red cell, tanggalin mo with the use of this reagent para magkaroon ng artificial kernel, diba, phenotype. Okay? What else? Pre-warming. Okay? So, pre-warming plus inactivates IgM. Kasi diba sabi ko sa inyo, ang IgM is insignificant in this procedure. So, parang hindi na sila mag-react, okay, you need to pre-warm the serum. Okay? Kasi at higher temperature, ang mga IgM po ay inactive. Next. Okay? So, thiol reagent. Okay, this is used to target IgM. Okay? So, yung mga disulfide bond ng class ay nabe-break para yung mga pentamers ng IgM molecule ay ma-disintegrate. Okay? Ma-dissociate at magiging inactive na. Okay, nagiging inactive na. Okay? Next. Adsorption elution technique. Okay? In this method, class, okay, pag sinabing adsorption, okay, gagamit ka ng adsorbing agent, okay, to remove the antibody from the serum. Okay? Tatanggalin mo yung antibody sa serum. Ang tawag doon, adsorption. Pag sinabi namang elution, tatanggalin mo yung antibody sa red cells. Kuha natin. Again, when we say adsorption, we remove the antibody from the serum using adsorbing agent. Okay? Kapag naman kasi sinabi natin elution, okay, we remove the antibody from the red cell membrane or from the red cell surface. Okay? Okay. So please type P if this is clear. Okay, proceed. Elution, ayan class, used to dissociate antibodies from red cells. Okay? So ano kasi ginagawang way? Yan, heat, freeze-thaw process, organic solvent, and acid elution. Kasi class, remember, for elution to take place, kailangan class yung binding strength or yung interaction ng antibody sa red cell dapat class mapababa at mapahina, di ba? Para class yung antibody mag-detach, di ba? Mag-detach. Okay? So, para mangyari yung class, kailangan taasan, you need to increase the temperature or you need to use agent that would decrease the binding strength or the affinity between the antibody and the antigen. Nakuha natin, again, para maging possible ang elution process, para plus ma-detach yung mga antibodies sa red cell, okay, first, kailangan mong taasan yung temperature, you need to increase the temperature, as that way, okay, mag-loosen yung attachment nila, or, number 2, you can use agents that could decrease or that can reduce the binding strength or the affinity between the antibodies and the antigens. So, paano yun? Ito class. Okay? So, using the different techniques. Okay? So, wala ito sa handout, class, pakipicturean or pakisulat, pakopya. First, okay, the first generation technique of illusion. So, class dito, example class is the Landsteiner-Miller heat technique. Ayan. So, heating of the serum or heating of class the medium where the red cell, heating of the medium where the red cell and the antibodies are present. Okay, para mag-detach plus yung antibodies from the red cell. Heating process. Okay? What else? Louis freeze thaw class. So freeze has rapid thaw or freeze thawing. Yan can also detach the antibodies from their antigens. Ano pa? Second generation. Use of organic solvent. As example, yung ether. Organic solvent ether. Example, the chloroquine. Class, so an example. Okay? Then, next is third generation. Ito yung ginagamit at present. As we have non-hazardous chemical agents or yung mga acid reagent. So, yung mga acid reagent. Kaya class yung third generation technique is also known as the acid elution technique. Again, third generation technique utilizes acid reagent. Kaya nga class yung letter C is also known as the acid elution technique. Okay, ito yung ginagamit class nowadays for elution technique, elution studies. Okay, the acid elution technique. Okay, let's proceed. Please type Q if this is clear. Okay, anong class ang product ng elution technique? Ang tawag doon ay eluate. Eluate. Ito class yun, right? So, thank you for your response. Okay, ito ang eluate class. Ito yung product. Yung eluate class, it is the liquid product of elution. Yung eluate, it contains the antibodies. Yung na-detach na antibody, dyan makikita sa eluate. Okay, eluate. And eluate can be treated or can be used similarly with serum. Kasi class yung target mong antibodies sa red cell na-detach, ay yung pwede mong i-identify using the eluate. Okay? Para siyang i-test tulad ng serum. Okay? Ayan, heat elution. This is first generation. This is heat elution, second generation. In the first and in the second generation technique, ang common result niyan sa red cell, ang common result ng sa red cell is red cell destruction. Pwede mag-lyse yung mga red cells. Okay? Ayan ang common effect niya. Okay? Next. Neutralization. Okay. So this is done class to inhibit. Okay? To inhibit class the activity of antibodies. And this is also used to identify the antibody. Kasi diba, kapag ang serum ay na-neutralize, yung reactivity ng antibody is absent or class is diminished. Nawawala. Okay? Nawawala. Okay? And neutralization is another way of preventing clinically insignificant antibodies from interfering with the reaction of the significant ones. Okay? So ito class yung procedure na gumagamit ng mga neutralizing agents para ma-inhibit yung activity ng antibodies towards their specific antigen. So, you notice, itong mga class, diba? These antibodies are clinically insignificant. Diba? Clinically insignificant. Ito class, anti-P1, diba? Anti-LEA, anti-CHIDO, anti-ST, sa urine, di ba? Sabi ko nga kahapon, ang SID antigen, kumukha yan ng kumukha yung class ng tamo horse foal. Kumukha yan ng tamo horse foal protein. Kasi sa urine, kaya class yung gamit ng urine. Diba? Anti-ABH, sa saliva, the secretors, pwedeng mag-neutralize, saka sa milk naman for anti-BHI. Okay? Neutralization reaction. Next, compatibility testing or cross-matching. Okay? So first, in compatibility testing, ano to? Okay, let us define compatibility testing. Okay, compatibility testing is a pre-transfusion procedure. It is a pre-transfusion procedure to determine, okay, okay, if the donor, okay, to determine if the donor unit is compatible with the patient serum or with the patient sample. Now, why is it important for compatibility testing to be performed? This is important to ensure that the donor unit is the donor unit would not cause adverse effects or adverse reactions to the patient. At syempre, class, diba, to ensure the safety of the patient, to ensure the safety of the recipient of the blood. Okay? Kaya, class, kailangan ng compatibility testing. Okay? Now, in compatibility testing or cross-matching, okay, so we have the following, as a important, okay, procedures. First, patient identification. Okay, you need to always identify your patients starting from phlebotomy up to the time of the procedure. Okay, because remember, as a clerical error or mislabeling or misidentification is a common pre-analytic error, right? And that malaki ang magiging effect niyan kapag mali class yung tinitest na sample or mali class yung tinitest mo na mali class yung identification mo ng sample. So you need to readily identify the patient from the time of phlebotomy up to the time of cross-matching procedure. Okay? Next, okay, we have blood collection. Okay, serum is preferred. Okay, same rationale with blood typing. Serum is preferred because plasma has fibrinogen. So, pwedeng magkaroon ng spontaneous fibrin clot formation sa plasma. And this can cause a non-specific agglutination. Also, plasma can inactivate complement. Plus, in cross-matching, kailangan natin ng complement. Okay? Plus, yung complement po ang responsible sa hemolytic reaction in cross-matching. Okay? Age of specimen, okay? Less than 3 days old. Bakit plus less than 3 days old? Please write. The sample must be less than 3 days old because it represents the current immunologic status of the patient. Again, less than 3 days old ang specimen because it represents the current immunologic status of the patient. Okay? Next, sample storage, ref temp, okay? 7 days after blood transfusion. Okay? Tapos, pagka sali ng dugo, isang linggo muna siyang ilalagay sa ref. Bakit? Kasi class, in case magkaroon ng post-transfusion reaction. Okay? Nagkaroon ng post-transfusion adverse reactions. Okay? At kailangan ng investigation. Investigation on what happened. Tapos, yung cross-match sample ni patient tsaka ni donor ay gagamitin sa investigation ng transfusion reaction. Kaya hindi ka dapat tapon ng blood bank specimens or blood bank samples. Okay? You need to store that sa ref for future reference. In case lang naman magkaroon ng post-transfusion reactions. Okay? Take note, after transfusion na, hindi po after cross-matching, after transfusion. The reason, sinabi ko na kanina. Next, protocol for cross-matching. So, kailangan class ng ABO grouping, RH typing, palagi class ginagawa yan, retyping. Okay? Palagi class nila retype. Okay? Ang ABO at saka ang RH okay, status ng individual. Okay? Now, in case, ang ABO kasi class, pinaka-critical yan. Most critical yan ng ABO kasi kapag ang ABO ay incompatible, class, nakakamatay, okay, pwede agad mamatay yung patient. Kaya critical lang ABO type 2. Okay? Now, kapag class, in case of emergency, okay, in case of emergency, at hindi class possible ang blood typing, okay, agad-agad kailangan kasi yung pasyente may multiple gunshot wounds, yung pasyente ay may profuse bleeding, hindi na mahihintay yung blood typing result. Tapos anong gagawin? Okay? For emergency transfusion, as the preferred unit and the preferred blood type should be blood type O, RH negative. Okay, blood type O, RH negative, ACT red blood cell. Yan ang safest ibigay kapag may emergency transfusion na hindi mo alam yung blood type ng victim or ng patient. Okay? You might ask, sir, ang RH negative ay uncommon sa Philippines. Diba? Yes. So in that case, kung wala kayong RH negative na blood type O, RH positive is the second unit of choice. Ulitin ko, safest is blood type O, RH negative. Anong component? ACT red blood cell. Okay? Class, skip that. Okay, for cross-matching class, okay, presence of agglutination or hemolysis and indicates a positive reaction. Okay, yan, positive yan, so cross-matching. A positive, incompatible. Kapag naman negative, compatible. Cross-matching is one of the few tests in blood banking and in blood banking, in hematology, na ayaw natin makakita ng positive reaction or ng agglutination. Ito pag sinabi kong positive reaction, may agglutination, may clumping, at saka or may hemolysis. May hemolysis. Okay? Ito klase isa sa mga test na ayaw natin makakita ng clumping at ng hemolysis. Diba? Okay? Kasi tas toxic. Kapag incompatible, pag tas incompatible, hanap ng panibagong donor unit. Okay, hanap ulit ng panibagong donor unit. Tapos toxic yung panibago na namang cross-match. So, as much as possible, plus dapat walang reaction para compatible. Okay? Okay. Class, major cross-match, donor cell versus patient serum. For minor cross-match, donor serum and recipient red cell plus. Minor cross-match is no longer part of the pre-transfusion test. Hindi ginagawa yung minor. Kasi class, meron ng, anong pumalit dyan? Antibody screening of the donor serum. Kaya class, hindi siya ginagawa. Major na lang. Okay? Major na lang. Okay? Ang class, 3 phases of cross-matching. Immediate spin, this is for IgM detection. Okay? Kasi kapag may ABO incompatibility o nagkamali ng blood type yung medtech, nagkamali ng label ng type ng blood type, kasi minsan dito, sobrang dami yung ginagawa natin. Okay? Yung ating gustong isulat, hindi natin susulat, di ba? Ang nasa isip natin yung blood type O. As nalagay natin blood type A, kasi pas ng utak natin, we have other things in mind. Okay? Parang kasi, diba, parang when we talk, okay? Sometimes, diba, gawin ng kahapon, diba? Ang gusto kong sabihin is chromosome 4. Ang chromosome 6, ang nasabi ko pala chromosome 4. Eh, buti na recall ko. 6 ba nasabi? 4. Because, minsan, sa dami yung isip natin, iba yung nasasabi natin. And that is normal. Kaya kailangan natin i-review yung ating nasabi para ma-clarify natin. That is important. Okay? So, in the case of cross-matching, as minsan, when we write the blood type of the patient, minsan, naiiba yung nasusulat natin. Okay? Nangyayari yung class, it happens. Kaya nga class, mahalaga na cross-match para malaman kung tama yung ABO type ng patient. Kung mali, kailangan mo ulitin. Okay? You need to retype the blood type, okay, of the patient. Okay? So, kapag may ABO incompatibility, sa immediate spin na detect. Okay? Now, in term of phase naman, kasi yung mga IgG. As pakisulat, term of phase is the start. That is the start of the indirect AHG. Again, term of phase is the start of the indirect AHG test. Okay, then AHG phase, this is the last phase. This is the agglutination phase. Okay, so when these three procedures are performed all at once or all at once in one testing, ang tawag class doon sa cross-match na yun ay broad spectrum compatibility testing. Again, kapag itong tatlong to, lahat ginawa sa cross-matching, kasi tawag doon ay broad spectrum compatibility testing. And broad spectrum compatibility testing is the one we routinely perform in the laboratory. Okay, class, medyo matagal ang cross-matching kasi may incubation, diba? May centrifugation step involved. Okay, pero kasi pag tanong kayo, okay, in case of emergency, example class, okay, example yung patient nasa ER, kailangan ng transfusion. Okay, tapos kaya mo maghintay pa, okay? Hindi pa agad. Tapos class, yung pasyente nasa ER, waiting for the blood, okay, biglang sumuka ng dugo. Tapos class, nagkaroon ng profuse bleeding na. Okay, ikaw ay nag-cross-match na. Nasimula mo na yung cross-match class. Okay? Tapos yung pasyente biglang nagkaroon ng profuse bleeding. So, alin sa tatlong to class ang kailangan mong unahin at kailangan mong gawin para class ma-release mo na agad yung dugo. Okay? For this case, as in case nagkaroon ng profuse bleeding and nasa cross-matching ka na, kailangan ng agad i-release yung dugo class, you need to perform immediate spin. Okay? So, if you finish immediate spin, you can release the blood. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, safe yung ABO. Ibig sabihin kasi compatible yung ABO ng donor unit at ng pasyente. Okay, i-release mo yung dugo, okay, after doing immediate spin. Tapos, anong gagawin mo? Ituloy mo. Tapusin mo na yung number 2 at yung number 3. Pero ang mahalaga, class, kailangan mong mauna yung immediate spin kasi kailangan compatible ang ABO bago isalin para sure na walang immediate or adverse effects doon sa patient. Okay? So, i-release mo yung dugo. Okay? Tapos, i-report mo doon, immediate spin, compatible. Tapos, class, yung dalawa, ilagay mo ongoing or ongoing test. Alam na ng doktor yun. Kasi, ito kasi yung time na ito yung time na kailangan mo mabilis, okay? Mag-desisyon, okay? So, kapag kailangan na ng dugo, okay, hindi ka pa tapos sa cross-matching, pag unahin mo yung immediate spin, pagka-compatible sa number 1, release the blood para masalin agad. Okay? Kasi, ano pa ang saysay ng matapos mo yung cross-matching kung yung pasyente mo naman nag-itin dugo mo, patay na. Dalawa, useless class. Kaya, again, in case of urgent transfusion, at ikaw ay nagka-cross-match na, make sure na tapos mo yung immediate spin bago mo i-release yung blood. Kasi kailangan compatible yung ABO, at least yung ABO, para walang immediate reactions. Okay? Okay, please type R if that is clear. Tapos mag-overtime ako ng onti lang. Onting overtime lang. Onti lang naman lang. 10 minutes lang. 10 minutes lang. Actually, na-anticipate ko na mag-overtime ako. Kaya meron akong plan B para doon sa COVID testing. Nagkanda na lang ako ng handout in case hindi ko ma-discuss. I will give you simplified handout for that. Okay? Kailangan tayong may plan B in case kulang sa oras. Okay, let's proceed. Thank you for your response. So, check cells. Sabi ko kanina to class, di ba? Check cells used in validating. Used in validating AHG negative result. So, pag negative ang AHG, kailangan mong mag-test ng check cell. Okay? Para maging valid ang AHG negative result, dapat ang check cell mo ay positive. Okay, please add. Check cell is also used to determine if the medtech had washed the cell. Okay, dyan pas malalaman din. Okay, malalaman class kung yung medtech ay nakalimutan mag-wash or nakapag-wash ng cell. Kasi class ang check cell ay kapag ang check cell class ay negative, tapos ang AHG mo ay negative, invalid yun. So malamang, pwedeng dalawa kasang posibleng cause nun. Kapag invalid ang check cell, ibig sabihin, okay, yung AHG mo negative, pero ang check cell mo negative din. Di ba? Invalid yun. Ano ba ang valid? AHG should be negative, check cell should be positive. Kapag invalid ang check cell, dalawa lang ang posibleng cause nun. Una, as the medtech failed to wash the cell, or the medtech improperly or incompletely washed the cell. Second possible reason, the reagents, the AHG reagent is already deteriorating or as non-reactive. Okay? Yes. To take the cross-matching. Okay? Kapag class negative sa cross-match, negative sa AHG, gumamit ka ng check cell. Okay? For check cell, as check cell, this is IgG sensitized cell. Ito yung mga cells na meron ng IgG. This is already pre-sensitized. IgG pre-sensitized cells. Okay? So, ang check cell should be positive to a negative AHG result. Okay? This is valid. That is valid. Okay? Next. Ayan, that's the incompatibility and ABO. Okay? So, ABO class, okay, the universal donor is blood type O. Let's complete that. The universal donor for red cell is blood type O. The universal donor of, the universal recipient for red cell is AB. The universal donor of plasma is AB. The universal donor, the universal recipient of plasma is blood type O. Okay? Now, what is the most severe or the most fatal ABO incompatibility? Please find. The most fatal ABO incompatibility is when a blood type A red blood cell, is transfused to blood type O recipient. Blood type A donor is transfused, okay, to blood type O recipient. Yan. That's the most fatal. Okay? In as little as 10 ml pa lang ng blood ang nasalin, nagkakaroon class ng immediate transfusion reaction. And that can be fatal. Pwedeng mamatay yung patient because of that incompatibility. Kaya nga kanina, I emphasize na dapat ABO compatible ang donor unit bago mo i-release at least for immediate transfusion. Kaya ngayon kung hindi ka pa nakakapag cross-match, kailangan ng dugo, ang safest is O, blood type O, RH negative, pack RBC. Kung walang RH negative, we go with RH positive. Okay, next. Sample. Okay, sample to class. Okay, so antibody screen, this is for the allele antibody and auto-antibodies. Diba? Allele antibodies and auto-antibodies. Auto-control, this is for auto-antibodies only. Major cross-match is PSBR. Yung class, yung possible problem when such result occur. Okay, please copy. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, sample question for cross-matching. So which of the following would likely be responsible, okay, for incompatible major cross-match? Okay, so in this question, okay, there is only one context clue. Okay, there is only one context clue. Okay, kasi alam niyo, when you take the word exam, kailangan mo kayong maghanap ng clue, ng context clue. If you don't know the question, okay, at least you know how to identify context clues. That will help you eliminating the incorrect answer and will help you in retaining the possible answers. Okay, that is a skill. Skill po yan. Hindi po siya basta-basta class na natutunan. Kailangan class, for you to learn how to identify context clues, you need to take numerous exams para masanay kayong maghanap ng context clues. In this question, class, the context clue is simply major. Major. So ano yung major? PSBR. Okay, PSBR. So with that in mind, please answer this question. Okay, ano ang sagot ninyo? Okay, please type your answer. Major incompatible cross-match. Alin dyan class ang major? Lahat yan ay incompatible, yes. Pero isa lang dyan ang major. Type your answer. A, B, C, or D. A, B, C, or D. This is, natin sagot nila. Okay, halo-halo. May D, may B. Ito iba. May D, okay, may D, okay, may D. Ano yung RR? Mr. Okay, ano pala yan kanina? Alam ko sa RH. Okay. Wala kay Mr. Ramos hanggang PNG lang. Okay. So the correct answer here is letter D. Okay, letter D. Bakit letter D? Diba PSTR? No, class. Yung letter A, this is minor. Patient red cell. Patient red cell. Diba that is minor? Letter B is minor. Bakit? Donor serum. Donor serum is minor. Letter C is minor. Bakit? Patient red cell is minor. Ang letter D is major. Bakit? Donor red cell. Diba? Patient serum, donor red cell. Letter D is the correct answer. Okay? Proceed. Okay, prepare for compatibility testing. Let's get that. As a handout naman natin yan. And also this. Okay, let's get this done. As a handout natin yan, right? Okay, transfusion therapy. Reasons of storage. Okay. When blood unit is stored in the blood bank for long period of time, okay, biochemical changes happen. The biochemical changes occur. Ano klase yung mga biochemical changes o yung mga reasons of storage? First, glucose is decreased. Siyempre, since glucose is a direct source of ATP, food yan sa cell, right? So there is decrease. Mute the mic. Sorry, please mute the mic. Ay. Mr. Tan, please mute the mic. So the glucose is decreased because cells consume it as the source of ATP. Okay? Next, number 2 is the pH. The pH decreases. Bakit? Kasi class, okay, as glucose is consumed by the cell anaerobically, nagkakaroon ng build-up ng lactic acid in number 3. So when number 3 is present, nagkakaroon ng low pH. Bumababa yung pH because of lactic acid accumulation. Okay? ATP is lost, is decreased. Red cell function is lost. Nagkakaroon ng hemolytic reaction. Plus, kasi yung mga red cells, di ba, magiging susceptible sa lysis because of low 2,3-DPG. Okay? At kapag nagkaroon class ng hemolytic reaction, ano mangyayari? Yung plasma ng donor unit nagiging kulay red or bright red. Thus, indicating na may hemolytic activity na. Okay? So, tataas yung plasma hemoglobin level kapag nagkaroon ng hemolytic reaction. Then, what's next? Kakaroon ng ang imbalance in the electrolyte level. Yung potassium sa loob ng red cell lumalabas, nagkakaroon ng hyperkalemia of the plasma unit, and hyponatremia class, yung mga red cells, yung mga plasma sodium pumapasok naman sa red cells in response to the movement of potassium, di ba? Tapos kapag lumabas ang potassium, ang tendency papasok ang sodium. Okay? And number 7 and number 8 is 7 and 8 is triggered by the acidic environment. So kapag tumaas ang hydrogen ion level sa plasma, para mabuffer yun, lalabas yung potassium, tapos papasok yung hydrogen ions kasabay ng sodium. Okay? So 7 and 8 happens because of the increased acidity of the plasma. Okay? Please type S. This is clear. Please type S. This is clear. Okay, thank you for your response. Mag-type lang kayo. Okay? Next is transfusion therapy. Okay? So we have autologous. Natin yan. Safest. Number 2 was already mentioned. Okay? Emergency transfusion. Okay? Massive transfusion. Okay. In massive transfusion class, okay, the patient is given up to 10 units of blood in 24 hours. So, just in massive transfusion, the volume of blood transfused to the patient is roughly equal to the patient's total blood volume. Because imagine mo, 10 units, sabihin natin 10. Tapos ilan ang laman ng per unit? Plus 450 to 500 ml. So kung 10 blood units yan, so umaabot ng 5 litro. Diba? So yung sinasali na dugo sa patient is halos kasing dami nung dugo nung pasyente. So, kailan ginagawa ang massive transfusion? Massive transfusion is performed when the patient has active bleeding condition, has bleeding tendencies. Okay? May acute bleeding conditions or profuse bleeding tendencies. Okay? So, in massive transfusion, since marami ang sinasali na dugo, as we expect na mayroong adverse effects. At ano yun? Yun. Nagkakaroon ng citrate toxicity. Okay? One of the complications of citrate toxicity is the occurrence of acid-base imbalance. Nagkakaroon ng acid-base imbalance. Okay, anong klaseng acid-base disturbance ang nangyayari? Please write. Nagkakaroon ng metabolic. Okay? Nagkakaroon ng metabolic alkalosis. Nagkakaroon ng metabolic alkalosis. Okay? Kasi yung citrate, okay, nako-convert into bicarbonate in the plasma. So pag tumaas ang bicarbonate level sa plasma, that is metabolic, di ba? Metabolic alkalosis. metabolic alkalosis. Yan yung isa sa complications ng citrate toxicity. Ano pa? Hypocalcemia, bababa yung ionized calcium level. Ay ano pa? Hypothermia, total DPG depletion, and coag factor depletion, as well as platelet. Yan nagkakaroon ng thrombocytopenia. Yan nagkakaroon ng consumption kay coagulopathy. Okay? Next. Okay. We have neonatal transfusions, mga babies, class. So, aliquot. Okay. So, aliquot of the donor unit is transfused to the baby. Kasi class, konti lang class dapat yung sinasalin. Hindi class dapat na marami kasi baka magkaroon ng circulatory overload yung baby. Na dapat konti lang class. Okay. Aliquot only. Okay. Aliquot only. So, dapat, okay, less than 5 days old yung unit, okay, to maximize the total DPG and to prevent hyperkalemia. Kasi diba delikado ang hyperkalemia, okay, sa patient. Okay? Pag sobrang taas ng potassium, kapag sobrang baba, it can result to severe, diba, sequelae. Okay? Kaya class example ng aliquot, the donor blood, sinasalin sa newborn. Okay? At, kailan ginagawa ang number 4? As ginagawa ang number 4, when the patient, when the neonates, okay, when the newborn has multiple blood test. As kapag marami ang blood test na ginagawa sa baby, malamang, may multiple phlebotomy, syempre. So kapag maraming kinukuha ang dugo sa baby para i-test, so ang mangyayari, yung blood volume niya, mababa. Magkakaroon ng decreased blood volume. So, to correct yung mababang blood volume niya because of multiple blood withdrawal due to laboratory test, okay, kailangan magsaling ng dugo. Otherwise, kapag hindi kasi ginawa ang number 4, ang pasyente may develop iatrogenic anemia. Pwedeng magkaroon ng iatrogenic anemia yung patient. When we say iatrogenic, it is doctor-induced. Is doctor-induced anemia. Kasi si doktor, pakuha ng dugo, patest ng laboratory procedures, kaya yung nangyari yung baby, bumaba yung blood volume. Kaya anemia. So, to prevent iatrogenic anemia, kailangan ng neonatal transfusion. Kaya nga class, diba, okay, kapag newborn ng patient, diba, prick lang, skin puncture ang method. E paano kung kailangan ng serum o ng plasma? Kung kailangan mo ng marami-raming dugo, di ba? So, doon na magkakaroon ng phlebotomy. Kailangan ng vein puncture. Okay? Pero kung hanggat maaari kasi class sa laboratory, okay, skin puncture ang ginagawa for babies. Lalo yung mga newborn, kaya mahirap kasi baka magkaroon sila ng anemia pagkakuha ka ng kuha ng dugo. Okay? Next, we have the second to the last topic. Natapos na tayo class. We have transfusion reaction. Okay? So we have the following. We have acute. We have transfusion reactions. Let's define ano ba ang transfusion reaction. Acute type. Pakisulat po. Okay. As transfusion reactions, these are unexpected. These are unexpected and unwanted reactions that occur during or after blood transfusion. During or after blood transfusion. Okay? So class, so let's simplify this. Okay? So we have different types of transfusion reaction. Okay? Simplihan natin ha. Okay? Okay, so we have the following. Okay, let me add another. Ayan. Okay. So, the transfusion reaction can be classified according to the following classification. Okay? First, number 1, based on the onset of signs and symptoms. Okay, again, first classification, okay, First classification is based on the onset of signs and symptoms. Okay? Okay, leave a space. Okay? Mamaya I will discuss that. Next. Second, based on the antibody involvement. Antibody involvement. Please leave a space. I will discuss that because sinasummarize ko na yung transfusion reaction para if you need to scan quickly your notes for the board exam, you can check on this summary. Next, third classification is based on the effect on red blood cells. Red blood cells. Okay. Let us start with the first one. Based on the onset of signs and symptoms, we have the following. First, we have acute or immediate. And we have delayed reaction. When we say, ano ang reference time para ma-differentiate mo yung dalawa? Okay, please write it. The reference time or the point, okay, the time, okay, the reference time for the differentiation is 24 hours. 24 hours. Okay. If the signs and symptoms manifest, okay, within 24 hours, ang tawag doon acute or immediate. In some severe cases pa nga, class, okay, hindi pa tapos yung blood transfusion, meron na agad reaction. Okay, severe na yun. Okay? Hindi pa tapos yung blood transfusion, kakaroon na ng mga symptoms and signs, ayun, talagang severe na yun. In this case, class, kapag lumabas ang symptoms within 24 hours from the time sinalin yung dugo, that is immediate or acute. Okay? Pag naman delayed, class, when the signs and symptoms manifest after 24 hours na. Pag nagpas isang araw na, class, tapos lumabas yung mga simptomas, delayed na po yun. Okay? Next. Based on antibody involvement, we have two. We have immunologic and the non-immunologic. Okay? At pag sinabi natin immunologic, siyempre, antibodies are involved. Ano yung mga antibodies na involved? Summarize natin. First, IgM. Okay, IgM. Okay? At yung IgM, okay, yung IgM antibody is for the immediate reactions. Kapag naman IgG, that is for delayed reactions. Kapag naman antibodies to IgA, that is anaphylactic reactions. Kapag naman IgE, that is allergic reactions. Isa na lang ang kulang, kompleto na, di ba? IgD, pero class walang IgD. Hindi ko kasama ang IgD sa reactions. Hindi ko kasama ang IgD. Okay, nakuha natin. Kapag IgM, then immediate reactions. Pag IgG, delayed reactions. Pag IgA, anaphylactic reactions. Kapag IgE, allergic reactions. Okay, next. Pag non-immunologic ka, so there is no antibody involvement. For example, kasi ito yung mga bacterial agents, bacterial infections that call this iatrogenic, doctor-induced type of reactions. Okay? Doctor-induced type of reactions. Okay, let's proceed. Okay? So we have based on effects on red cells. So we have two types. Okay, based on the effects on red cells, we have two types. Okay, so we have hemolytic. Okay, we have hemolytic and we have non-hemolytic. Okay, hemolytic and non-hemolytic. Okay, hemolytic and non-hemolytic. So we have the following. Okay, so for hemolytic. Okay, for hemolytic, okay, so the red blood cells are destroyed. Okay, the red blood cells are destroyed, okay, as part of the reaction. Okay, so under hemolytic, okay, we have two sub-classifications. Under hemolytic, we have two sub-classifications. Okay, depending on the site of lysis, kung saan nasira yung red cell. There are two classifications. Okay? So we have intravascular and extravascular. Okay, again. So we have intravascular and we have extravascular. Okay? So when we say intravascular, so the site of lysis is in the blood vessel. And intravascular lysis is caused by IgM. IgM class ang cause niyan. Kaya nga class, di ba, immediate ang reaction pag IgM kasi agad-agad nasisira yung red cell sa blood vessels. Okay? In the extravascular lysis, ang involved dyan guys ay IgG. Bakit IgG class? Kasi kailangan sa tissues pa yan, tissue level class. Okay? Kaya nga delayed ang reaction. Kasi sa labas ng blood vessel class ang site ng lysis. Okay? Intravascular, IgM, immediate. Extravascular, delayed, IgG. Okay? And of course, a non-hemolytic type, okay? So walang lysis ng red blood cells. So usually class, pag non-hemolytic class, mga febrile reaction, non-hemolytic reactions. Okay? So, emphasize class. So, immunologic, okay, please highlight, okay, acute immediate hemolytic, ito class yung most severe type, most fatal yan. Okay? Yung pangalawa, febrile, it's the most common class to number 2. Most common yung febrile non-hemolytic reaction. Yung number 3 is second most common. And then, all the rest. Okay? Sa handout naman natin. Okay? Ito plus yun. Okay? So, for immediate and delayed, ito plus yung summary ng handouts. Okay? Itong binigay ko kanina, ito plus yung classification, also useful to summarize this. Okay? Okay. For the last part, we have autoimmune hemolytic anemia. So what is this condition? Okay, please hold. So autoimmune hemolytic anemia is class a condition characterized by the production of autoantibodies that could lyse the patient's red blood cells. Again, this is a condition characterized by the production of autoantibodies that could lyse the patient's red blood cells. Okay? Now, in autoimmune hemolytic anemia, kasi we have 3 types. Summarize natin na sa handout natin. Okay? So, warm autoimmune hemolytic anemia. Warm, pakisulat, it is the most common. It is the most common type. Okay, warm. Okay? So, IgG yan. IgG mediated yan. Kasi class, ang site ng lysis ay extravascular. Usually, extravascular. Next, cold. Cold, autoimmune anemia, usually caused by IgG. Pero class yung biphasic type ng IgG, cold pa rin yan. Kasi di ba, kailangan ng cold temperature para mag-sensitize yung mga biphasic IgG. Okay, that is a cold. Second common. Okay? And then finally, the drug-induced type, it is the least common or the rarest type. Okay? In the drug-induced hemolytic anemia class, yung drug metabolite or yung mismong drug agent ang nag-i-induce or nag-stimulate sa antibody production. Okay? So, ang end result ay autoantibodies na nag-trigger o nag-attack sa red cell para mag-lyse yung red cell. Okay? So, that is AIHA. Okay? Most common ng warm and least common or rare test ang drug-induced type. Okay? So, let's put that. So, class, sinasabi ko sa inyo kahapon. Okay? This is my research. Kahapon lang to. Okay? Okay? So, researched on this. Okay? I used the reference on British uh, Immunologic Society and CDC for this, to class. Okay? So class, take note. Okay? Uh, Sabi, di ba, class, di ba, we open this blood donor deferral. Okay? Anong class yung rule? Kapag ang donor ay nag-take ng COVID vaccine na gawa sa inactive. Kasi anong pagkakaiba ng inactive sa attenuated? Ang buti na maliwanag. Eh. Pag sinabi class attenuated live, okay, buhay yung agent pero mahina. Kapag inactive class, patay na. Killed. Okay, killed. Pero buo pa rin. Pero buo. Okay, buo yung viral agent pero inactive na. Killed na. Okay? Yung sabihin, non-replicating na. Okay? So, sabi class, sabi sa rule sa AADB standard na sinusunod ng mga blood banks. Okay. Kapag ang vaccine na tinake ni patient or ni donor ay live attenuated, okay? Live attenuated, okay? Kailangan maghintay ng kailangan magkaroon ng short time waiting period. Okay? 1 to 2 weeks deferral, maghihintay ng 1 to 2 weeks. Dapat walang symptoms and signs. After the short waiting period, pwede mag-donate ng dugo. Okay. So example yung Codagenics. It is not yet available kasi it's still on its third clinical trial. Patapos na rin class, pero hindi pa siya available in the Philippines and in different countries as well. Hindi pa siya bibigyan ng license ng authorization for use. Okay? So Codagenics ang pangalan. Okay? And we're not familiar with this kasi hindi pa nga siya. Okay? So pag inactive, ito kasi yung buong viral agent pero inactive, killed na. Okay, ito class yung Sinovac, Sinopharm sa China, para yung Bharat sa India. Inactive. Okay. Viral vector. Pag sinabing viral vector, okay, as gumagamit sila ng ibang virus para mag-transport, para mag-transport ng viral genome, okay, ng COVID, ng coronavirus. So, ang nagdadala, ibang virus. Okay? Tagapagdala ng viral genome ng coronavirus. May dalawang class ng viral vector. Una is the replicating viral vector and the other one is the non-replicating. Ibig sabihin, tagadala lang siya. Okay? Hindi siya mag-replicate on its own. Okay? So, example class yung AstraZeneca, Janssen, and Gamaleya. Okay? Sa UK, Janssen sa America, Gamaleya sa Russia. Okay. I research further, anong klaseng vector ang gamit ng pagluto? Di ba may dalawang type eh. Di ba? May replicating siya may non-replicating type. So, in my further research, I found out that ang ginagamit nila na vector, pare-pareha sa class, ginagamit nilang vector ay yung mga non-replicating types. Okay? Non-replicating types. Okay. Next, mRNA class, yung mga genetic vaccine or gene type containing as genetic as a type ng vaccine. Kasi ang laman niya kasi is messenger RNA. Okay? So ang gumagamit ito class is Pfizer, BioNTech, Germany, US, and Moderna, US. Okay? So for protein vaccine, mas gamit is yung protein structure, yung glycoprotein ng viral genome or viral structure, yan, Novavax, at Sanofi. Itong dalawang to class under clinical trial na. Okay? So, alin dito class ang walang deferral? In my further research, okay, ang walang deferral dito ay yung gumagamit ng inactive, okay, mRNA, protein, and viral vector na non-replicating. Kaya nga class, I need to correct myself yesterday. Diba sabi ko AstraZeneca kasi hindi ako sure kung replicating or non-replicating. Pero sure ako ng AstraZeneca ay vector. Okay? In my further research, as non-replicating ang Astra. Kaya class, wala yung deferral. So, sino lang ang may deferral? Yung nag-take ng vaccine na may live attenuated component. Okay? So, hindi pa po available ang Codagenix. Kaya, technically, yung mga nag-take ng vaccine, they can all donate blood. Provided wala silang mga symptoms and signs ng result ng vaccination. Wala silang fever, wala silang headache, etc. Okay? Okay. So, plus, kapag hindi sigurado, kapag available na yung available na yung Codagenix. Gagamit na yan. Tapos yung donor mo, hindi sure, nakalimutan na kung ang na-receive niya ay Codagenix, Sinovac ba, AstraZeneca. So kung hindi sigurado ang iyong donor, kung Codagenix ba yan, Sinovac ba yan, Astra, nakalimutan. Okay? So kailangan mo ng waiting time for the donor. So waiting time is up to 14 days. Ayan, okay? So again, verify natin na si AstraZeneca po ay gumagamit ng non-replicating viral vector. Therefore, pwedeng mag-donate ng dugo ng walang waiting time. Basta asymptomatic. Okay? Okay. So that ends our discussion. Plus yung handout natin sa COVID testing will be sent to Mr. Damdamon. Okay, he will be the one to disseminate that to you. So don't worry. Okay, he will give that to you. And then your post-lecture assessment is 100 items, 50 items from Immunosero, and 50 items from DB. Okay, kaya 100 items. I think ang schedule na ay June 14, Monday pa. Okay, so bukas you have time to scan, to review, to listen to the recordings, and to study. Okay, to study your handouts. Okay, so that ends our review. Okay, for ISPB. Okay, I wish you all the best, and I am claiming that you will pass the board exam because soon we will be colleagues in PAMIT. So please type RNT. You believe that you will become a licensed medtech soon. Okay? Plus i-claim natin. Kasi alam nyo, mahalaga class yung positive, okay, or optimism. Okay? Kailangan ng positive as outlook. Okay? RNT tayong lahat. Okay? So congratulations in advance. Okay? If you need assistance when you look for a job, you can message me for recommendation letter. I will be very glad to recommend you for any work. Okay? Meron akong naka-ready na recommendation letter para sa inyo. If you wish to include me as your reference, I will be very glad to help you in your job application. Congratulations and thank you for your time and your patience. Okay? So that ends our discussion. Let me stop with the recording.